Get out of Arizona while you can, my friends. I'm telling you, what always worried me when I lived there is looks like it's coming to fruition here shortly, and that's scary. In fact, the whole Southwest is, I think, is gonna be tough. Anyway, so don't forget, I'm not anti-Arizona at all. I met my wife and I. We got married in Cave Creek. All right, we had our first house in Arizona, 7th Street in Beardsley. First daughter was born at the Paradise Valley Hospital, so we're fond of Arizona. I hated the summertime. I'm not gonna lie to you. My last speeding ticket was in Arizona, Tempe. That was in 2000, I think 2000. I, basically Arizona. I met a guy at AA right there on 24th Street in Indian Springs, I think, who had a big impact on my life and my alcoholic anonymous meetings down there, and a big fan. But there's a problem with Arizona. It's a desert. And what do you need if you're in the desert? You need water. And what does Arizona not have much of? Water. So let's read this from Zero Hedge. Arizona's top water official says we're going to have to live with less water. Following the U.S. Department of Interior's call to limit water deliveries from Lake Powell, Arizona's top water official warned of an impending water crisis that could affect the drinking water for millions of people. Maybe we get rid of the fluoride, huh? Let's do that first, because that's affecting the drinking water of millions of people for no benefit at all. This is really getting to be a health and safety issue, says Tom Something, Arizona's Director of Water Resources. The health and safety of those who want to turn on the tap and have water, yeah. He said Arizona and other western states have until the end of the week to respond to an emergency request by the federal government to delay water deliveries from the Colorado River. Oh, my goodness. A move that hopefully allow more water to flow into Lake Powell. All right, again, we're going to delay water deliveries from the Colorado. I never thought this day would come, but I think we always knew this day was potentially out there, 100%, man. Lake Powell declined to 3,500 feet, the lowest level since the federal government dammed the Colorado River more than 5 decades ago. If Lake Powell drops below 3,490 feet, it could begin to inhibit the production of hydropower. Well, thankfully, we don't need it because solar and wind will take over, right? So look at, this is kind of, from April 17th to last year, it looks like, till April 3rd this year. It's gone from 35.60 down to 35, 30. That's not a 25. It's not a huge drop, but it's dropping. It's dropping. The Arizona guy said the water outlook is bleak, adding, we're not in danger of shutting the taps off the taps home today, but the levels of Lakes Powell would become difficult to move water past the dams because of infrastructure design. So even if there's water in the reservoir, it's limited how much can come out. He said the goal is to keep water levels at Lake Powell high enough to continue operations of the dam to turn a turbine so you can have hydro electricity and supply water to Lake Mead. So there's Lake Mead, there's Lake Powell. Here's a good old Colorado River. Colorado River feeds what? Mexico, feeds Arizona, feeds Nevada. There's Lake Powell right there. I'm sure it feeds Utah. And certainly feeds California. With no end in sight, emergency action could be taken in the next few years to dramatically change how farms and households use water. He said the Colorado River doesn't have enough water for the 7 states in Mexico that rely on it. You hear that? 7 states in Mexico. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mexico, 5, 6, 7 right there. I guess 7, something like that. We're going to have to learn to live with less water. Let's see what kind of comments we got. That's comments. Oh, there we go. That's frightening, man. Water. I was talking to a guy who's a water expert in an urban town in the Southwest, and he's like, "Dudes, you don't understand." Well, you say it like that. I'm saying it like that, but he's like, this is an issue, man. You'll own nothing and be thirsty. Fire that guy in the Bureau of Reclamation. This has been a deliberate mismanagement of the Glen and Hoover dams for the past 20 years. And the Fed buys more mortgage-backed securities, booming, SF and apartment growth. Yeah, exactly. Booming apartment growth in these areas, overpriced with no water, and planning says this is smart growth. Planning says this is smart growth, or exactly. Boise, Idaho will have epic water wars. Yep. If we could only eliminate the illegals, they have plenty of water. Well, okay, that ain't happening. The American West has mega droughts lasting centuries. In fact, the weather has been uncharacteristically clement since Europeans arrived. Too bad we're investing so much destabilizing Russia than developing thorium. I'm not sure what MSR stands for off the top of my head. Modified nuclear reactors, is that what it is? I don't know. Anyway, that's not good. And of course, then idiots in Arizona will freaking put grass in their backyards. You can't have that, man. You can't have grass in your backyards. Anyway, I'd be thinking twice about moving to Arizona. That's for doggone sure. I hate to say it, my friends, but you need clean air, you need clean water. You can without water, you can't grow food. You know what I'm saying? So water is not just for keeping you hydrated, but you need food. Believe it or not, it's a thing called water that you run on your plants to grow your food. Just on a side note too, that's why I think the Colorado, they make it illegal to have rain catchment systems because they want to go into the Colorado River. I think. I don't know that for sure, but I know there's some places in Colorado it's illegal to have a rain catchment system. It scares the living bejesus out of me. No water, you can't have grocery, you can't have garden. Eesh. What are you going to do if the water runs low? All right. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.